So today we are talking about Canada, the land of maple syrup, home of Tim Hortons, and a lot more things. But why are we talking about this? So I've lived here long enough to fall in love with Canada, but there are also a couple of things which have hurt me since I've been here, like the weather. I'm literally freezing most of the time, especially during winter. In today's video, we're going to talk about 5 things I love a lot about this country and 3 things not so much. So my name is Yannick, make sure to stay tuned, and let's go right straight into the first one. All right, so the first one is the diversity. Do I look better? Yeah. Toronto Raptors, here we go. The diversity here is incredible. You meet so many people from different parts of the world, people you would have wished to have met. I grew up in Swaziland, part of Africa where obviously there are a lot of black people, but growing up I did watch TV, seeing a lot of Persians, brown people, American people, Caucasian people, and also Asian people, and all these people I always thought were pretty cool. I would have loved to have met them, but I never really got the chance because most of the population in where I'm from was basically black people. But here I get the chance to work with people from different cultures, learn more about them, talk to them, and find out that we have so much in common. You never imagine how much you have in common with people from different parts of the world. For example, certain shows I grew up watching, anime, Dragon Ball Z, these are things which you would never imagine a lot of people from different parts of the world share in common with you. And the fact that you get the chance to taste different foods, different cultures. For example, my new favorite dish now is Lebanese food. I love their food so much, and only a place like Canada has given me a chance to fall in love with this kind of things, right? Which I'd never thought that I would have had the chance to fall in love with. The diversity here is pretty cool. Many people from different parts of the world, which is pretty cool to me. Number 2, the safety. The safety here is pretty cool. You're pretty much safe most of the time, especially the city I'm in. I must say the only danger though is if you're carrying McDonald's, the raccoons might actually come for you, bro. Those guys don't jump. But other than that, it's pretty safe, pretty calm, and the security here is pretty cool. And obviously we have safety response here is pretty quick. Even something like a fire alarm or something small might spark an ambulance to come to your place pretty quick. The police also are pretty safe. Everything here is pretty cool. Obviously it depends on the city, but the city I'm in right now, it's safe to say it's pretty safe. I am not gonna lie about it. The safety here is pretty decent. I cannot complain about that. Before we get into number 3, let me just pull this up. This is called a Presto, and this is gonna take us into point number 3, which is public transportation. The public transportation here is pretty nice, decent, accurate. Scheduling is pretty much on point. So here's the story. Where I'm from, there is public transportation as well, but there is a schedule, but pretty much it's pretty random. And each public transportation vehicle is owned by private individuals, so they have their own schedules. They could literally, you could be standing at a bus stop for hours or a minute just waiting for somebody to come pick you up. And when you go onto the bus, you have to have coins to pay for the bus. There's no such thing as Presto, debit card, or anything like that. Where I'm from, you pay with coins or cash, and it's a whole different story, especially early in the morning. If you don't have like change to pay, it's a whole different story. And these people are random. They could literally be just waiting for someone else to come in, right? So you enter the bus, but the bus will stay idle for like maybe 10 minutes waiting for somebody else to get in the bus until the bus gets full for the bus to go downtown. So it's not really, it's pretty much unregulated. It's a whole different topic. But here, the buses are pretty standard. I have an app I use to get myself to work and home, and it's called the Transit app. So this app literally is pretty much easy. You know what time your bus is coming. It literally, like, let's say I'm going to work, here's the number 7, I'll click on there. It's telling me it's here, it's gonna be here in 9 minutes. So I literally go wait at a bus stop, and by 9 minutes, I expect the bus to come. You can literally see the bus moving and how far, where it is. So that's pretty cool. You literally know where the bus is, what time it's coming, and where it's gonna take you, and an estimate time of where you're going. This is pretty cool because it lets you have a proper estimate of what time you're gonna get to work and what time you're gonna get home. So the public transportation here is pretty much solid. I cannot complain about it. If people complain about it, I guess they just need to go back to where I'm from so they can learn to appreciate OC Transport or whatever bus system you're using here in Canada. Number 4, opportunities. Literally, I have this here. In Canada, you may have a chance to be an artist, a YouTuber, or whatever you want to be, because there are so many opportunities here. I'm not saying the job market is easy. What I'm saying is the chances of you being an artist, a YouTuber, like what I'm doing right now, or any other thing creative are a little bit high compared to where I'm from, where it's way harder. If you tell your parents, Mom, when I grow up I want to be a rapper, I want to be an artist, I want to be a YouTuber, they will not really be happy with you telling them that. If anything, they'd want you to be something more traditional, like a teacher, a lawyer, a preacher, and everything like that. But here in this country, the chance of you being that creative artist or whatever is pretty much higher than where I'm from. So yes, you have a chance of being a YouTuber or an artist. And speaking about being a YouTuber, guys, I only have 130 subscriptions as well watching this video. Please subscribe to the channel. That will really help me a lot because I really want to get to 1 million subscribers. Please. But let's go into number 5, the 5th thing I love about this country. Have you ever heard the common phrase that Canadians are one of the most polite people in the world? Well, the truth is, yes. Canadians are so polite to the extent whereby any inconvenience, most likely they'll apologize and not really cause a spark an argument unless that person is really having a bad day. I must say, for example, if somebody steals your phone downtown, they might not chase after the person who stole your phone because, bro, everybody keeps to themselves, so resulting to maybe not making them the bravest people. But other than that, they're pretty polite. Customer service in Canada is pretty cool. For example, go to Lacoste Auto, great customer service. Those people are pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. People here are pretty calm and pretty cool. I think that's pretty much it. But let's talk about things I may not like so much about this beautiful country of Canada. For example, look, I have this, right? This, I put it on my neck. We're talking about the weather. The weather is not good here. I have this for my neck. I also use it on my head. I also have gloves. I have scarves. I have many winter jackets. Bro, the winter gets wintered here. It gets pretty cold here in Canada. And the worst part is, imagine you're working a job which requires you to start work at, let's just say 5 a.m. and then clock out at like 4 p.m. And imagine a scenario where that job we're working in could be a warehouse or like underground where there's no lighting. So you pretty much go to work when it's dark and come out when it's pretty dark. That's not cool. That's not cool. It gets really dark in Canada, especially during the winter. Some people also have seasonal depression here because it does really get gloomy and dark during the winter. So yeah, the weather here is not the best. I would wish the weather here could be better, but yes, I do dislike the weather in Canada. I'm telling you, bro. Number 2, the cost of living. Do you know how much it costs just to fill up this bag in Walmart? It costs a lot. I actually did a video about this, a week in a life, and how much I spent in Ottawa. Go and see it. I spent a total of, I think, over $500 that week. Bear in mind, I tried not to spend too much. I excluded rent and I excluded stuff like insurance, water, electricity. I excluded all of those things. The only thing I included was, I believe, my phone bill, which was $47. Convert that to other currencies, that is pretty ridiculous for a phone bill. And then it is crazy how much things here cost. I remember when I first got here, my brother used to tell me, oh, I bought a burger for $10. Bro, that $10 can go a long way where I'm from. The cost of living is pretty crazy. A lot of people struggle just to make meat ends, resulting in them working at multiple jobs. And it is just super crazy how much it costs to be in a country like this. How much is my rent? Don't even ask. Compared to my paycheck, it is ridiculous. The fact that I live with my brother as well helps me a lot. It goes a long way. Some people end up staying with family, not because they are lazy to go find their own houses. Bro, it's ridiculous. At some point, you just need to stay with your partner or family or friends just to make these costs make sense, because it is super crazy. And yes, for example, somebody earning $1,500 every 2 weeks may seem a lot, which is pretty much a lot, but the cost will swipe all of that away. I am telling you, literally swipe all of it away, and savings will sound like a foreign concept. But the last one is friends. It is very tricky making friends here. Super tricky making friends. I work in customer service, so I try my best to connect to people. But there are a lot of people who don't have that luxury of meeting people every day. Some people work from home. Some people are just not in spaces where they have a chance to make friends. And it is pretty hard to make friends here. People here keep to themselves. So when you walk in a bus, 7 times out of 10, you may not even say anything to anybody. Where I'm from, it is common to say hi to people. Don't get me wrong, Canadians are kind. If you reach out and say hi to them, they'll most likely reply to you and say hi and go about with their life, but they'll keep to themselves. So it is pretty tricky to make friends with people here, because I feel like a lot of people came to keep to themselves. So it takes you to be an extrovert to go out there and make friends, but not every single person has that character and personality to go out there and reach out to people and try and make connections with them, which is super fair. But yes, for the most part, it's pretty tricky to make friends here. But some people go on apps to make friends, and back in the day, this should not be normal. I hope you get what I mean. This should not be a normal thing, but it is what it is, and we move. But yes, that's it. 5 things I love about Canada and 3 things not so much. If you are watching this video and you reside here in Canada, let me know what do you love about this country the most, or what do you dislike about this country the most. But if you are born in Canada and you are a Canadian, please tell me, why do you guys wear shorts in the winter? What's wrong with you guys? I'm scared of you. But yes, let me know your thoughts, and yes, I please and beg, please don't forget to subscribe. 99% of people here who watch my videos don't subscribe. It sucks, but a sub will go a long way. Even if it's 1 subscription, I'll be so happy, because I think we put in a little bit work of editing these videos, and hope you guys will love them. But yes, it is your boy Yannick. I love you guys, and I will catch you in the next video. Love and peace. Make sure to get some coffee because it's cold out there. Peace.